Across the vast Australian desert, 2,444 miles from Sydney, lies Western Australia's capital city. This is Perth. Famous for its wine, pristine beaches, clear water, and of course, its remoteness. In fact, this coastal slice of paradise is the second most isolated capital city on Earth. Probably not the sort of place you go looking for a rare Adidas Consortium collaboration, hey? But then there's this fella. This is Matt Thomas.
Hello.
This is his shop, Highs and Lows in Perth. For 15 years, Matt has applied his vision to the curation of one of the finest selections of street and designer apparel and footwear in Australia, cultivating a culture in his corner of the globe that helps join the dots between the larger worldwide sneaker community. This is Shop Talks.
Dude, good to see you.
Good to see you again, man.
Welcome to Perth.
Thanks very much, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Let's have a stroll.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see it. I haven't been here before, so. All right. All right, Matt, what can you tell me about this beautiful city of Perth and what makes it so unique?
I think one of the things that is key about us is that we're really isolated from the rest of Australia. That's one of the sort of key factors that is like for and against in a lot of people's minds. But for myself and Highs and Lows, it's really been a huge benefit because we've been able to define ourselves from somewhere where we love to live. So we've been able to have that perfect balance of really working really hard, but then also having the space and the mindset to have open countryside, beautiful oceans, and those other sort of things that are key to having a fulfilling life.
And does that translate across, like, what's the sneaker community like here in Perth? Is it, like, supportive like that?
Yeah, like, for us, we would never have been able to have the influence that we have, I would say, or be recognised without that continued support. Especially, like, example would be with our own, private label. Just someone coming in buying one of your garments or sleeping out for one of your footwear releases is quite a big honour.
It's a funny thing because you're looking after the local audience here, but with an eye always to the international.
Well, the aspiration's always to be in the conversation with fellow, international brands, shops, because really our goal is to be the best at what we do within our region.
What was kind of behind the decision to, take that leap and go into business by yourself here and start Highs and Lows?
When I first was working in a skateboard store, I met my business partner.
Right, sure.
And he was like, I've got some money, I'd really like to do something. And I was like, well, I've got an idea. So that's how it worked. I was quite young and he was a little bit older than me. So it was just really lovely to have someone believe in the vision you had.
Yeah, definitely.
We just, had already earned a trust together. And I just loved the idea of retail as a career path. So we both decided to open a store.
All right, Matt, can you tell us about the space that we're at right now?
All right, so this is the King Street store. It's one of the 3 locations we have.
Right, perfect.
We have one in Mount Lawley, one in Claremont. Like with every sort of store having a city location is just really like a testament to hard work because we had suburban stores and we slowly kind of graduated to the city.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
So can you tell us the inspiration behind Highs and Lows?
When I was first sort of thinking about what I wanted to do, it was during my days of working in a skate shop.
Right, of course.
And, having worked there and had some amazing experiences, I was like, well, how do I stay in skateboarding? But how can I, do something? Definitely. But, how can I celebrate it in my own way? I really wanted to put it in a new environment. I wanted to sort of challenge the way people thought of retail at the time. So we really over-invested in how the store looked and felt. We really put a lot more time into that and then worked on trying to get the product. But it all kind of came from the skateboarding background. We had skateboards on the walls, majority more skate shoes. Skateboarding was pathway into this wonderful world and sneaker culture and fashion has sort of been born from.
Great, Matt. So can you tell me about the new shoe?
So the Torsion Edberg comp that we've worked on was just really a great opportunity to stay within the torsion framework that we've worked on before. And I think what we really wanted to try and do with this shoe was to sort of like look at it from a different perspective.
Right.
So we took more the approach of it like a case study. Right. And Adidas is obviously very well known for its archive in Herzo. So we kind of wanted to also imagine what it would be like if this was kind of like had that archive sole unit.
Yeah, gotcha.
But then we wanted to have like a real minimalist, modernized take with the uppers, but also wanted to pay a lot of, research and history to just the design of the shoe and celebrate like really just the simplicity of how beautiful the shoe is.
What can you tell me about the materials that you guys have, or that have been used on the...
Probably one of the key things for me is this panel here, this translucent TPU unit. And really that's just such a nice thing because structurally it's a lighter weight system that was put in there.
Right.
Which the idea with torsion, from what I've been told, this logo here, which is basically like the twist, like a natural twist,
okay,
right?
Gotcha. Yep.
But it also is, in any piece of footwear, you usually have the midsole run all the way across.
Yep.
So they've actually taken something out, but what they've replaced is actually structural that gives you actually movement.
Okay.
So you take away, you add, but you're actually making something lighter, but technologically, it's an advancement.
So where are we today?
So we're at like basically like the local farmers market. This is somewhere I come most weekends and get, the provisions.
Right. It's the last issue of the week.
Yeah.
Now, how have you sort of maintained over the years at Highs and Lows to, maintain that culture and the clientele?
I think just passion.
Yeah.
Passion and keeping an open mind.
Yeah.
Listening to others. Trying to stay informed, make the best decision.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, passion would have to be the one thing that gets you out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know it's hard work, and obviously leading with passion, but you would sort of look for that in your staff as well, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the key things is to sort of set a great example. Like any sort of leadership in any sort of business or team, you really have to always set the best example for others.
Yeah, right. What lessons have you learned over that time, developing the business and leading and that sort of thing?
I think probably the most important one for me has been to just keep fighting for your beliefs. And I think that just comes from that underdog spirit. We believe that what we're doing has sincere merit and we want to share it.
Looking at the Consortium collab that we've been talking about, what do you think the legacy of that is ultimately going to become?
I think just really considered piece of footwear, well designed, functionable, wearable. People can look into it as much as they want, but ultimately it's just a shoe. And a shoe that I think is just really nicely detailed and thoughtful. I look back at all the projects we've done and I think all of them have been really cared about and considered. I suppose now with like just being able to search on the internet and bring up quite quickly imagery of it, it's nice for people to maybe find that shoe and then go, hey, what have these guys done also with Adidas?
Right, yeah.
And then sort of see like the prequels, the sequels of what you've done. And I think also if people buy this new shoe and they like what we've done, I think they might look forward to what next that we can offer. And I suppose that's the great thing about being in Consortium and working with Adidas. If you have the desire and the will to want to make something with them, you just bring those ideas to the table. Like anything, if it's a strong enough idea, then the support's there.
So it's funny when you say that, looking towards the future there for future Consortium releases and so forth, but on a more grand level, what's in the future for Highs and Lows?
So I think the future for us is just like small team, really focused, enjoy a perfect balance between life and business. The early years of having Highs and Lows, it was really swayed the other way. It was really a lot about self-sacrifice and establishing.
Yeah.
Now I think like with age, there's some wisdom, just trying to find a nice pace to balance the two.
It's funny, man. It's just like your lifestyle here in Perth, right?
Well said.
Yeah. Great. Well, Matt, this has been an unbelievable day, and I'm sold on Perth already, man. So, is the real estate affordable over here, or?
It's actually quite reasonable.
Okay, better than Melbourne, right?
Yeah, better than the East Coast.
All right, sweet. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for your hospitality. It's been an amazing time over here.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Subscribe now to the Adidas Originals YouTube channel to catch the next Shop Talks episode.